Hello everyone, welcomes to my Golden Bachelor Nation Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Daisy Kent supported Golden Bachelor star during her illness. For the first time, a Golden Bachelor cast member disclosed a startling medical condition that she had never discussed on the show. She also disclosed how Daisy Kent assisted her in accepting her medical conditions. Learn more about the circumstances by continuing to read. During season 1 of The Golden Bachelor, Nancy Holkauer was one of the most well-liked contestants. She realized early in the season that she wasn't having the same connection with Jerry Turner as the other women, so she left the show. Though she didn't have a close relationship with the 72-year-old retiree, she did form close relationships with contestants Kathy Swartz and Susan Knowles. This week, Nancy appeared as a guest on the duo's brand new Bachelor Happy Hour, Golden Hour podcast. Nancy Holkauer disclosed a health concern that she withheld from her audience. She didn't want to discuss it on the broadcast, but she did tell Susan and Kathy that the producers were aware of it. The reality personality uses insulin to treat her type 1 diabetes. The prognosis was unexpected. The Golden Lady went on to say that it did negatively impact her romantic life, which may help to explain why she avoided talking about it on the show. Unfortunately, I once dated someone who told me, "I don't want to date anyone who has any chronic health issues. I'm 61 years old, and as we all age and continue to age, more things will inevitably happen," she said vulnerably. "There's nothing I can do about that, but I manage it," she continued. "My life can be wonderful. I exercise Pilates, ski, and take care of my diabetes." She wasn't always understanding of her health problems either. In what ways did Daisy Kent assist her in accepting her diagnosis? Daisy Kent competed in The Bachelor's 28th season. She advanced to the final 2 and then, for the same reasons as Nancy departed The Golden Bachelor, she eliminated herself. After then, Joey Graziadei asked Kelsey Anderson to marry him. Daisy won supporters when she candidly shared her experience with Lyme disease and hearing loss. To improve her hearing, she has a cochlear implant. Nancy Holkauer told Susan and Kathy, "I was always afraid to put it out there, and it was truly Daisy who gave me the confidence to move forward and be open about having diabetes." The touching tale helped Nancy embrace her own medical diagnosis. "I'm also getting a small pump that I'll wear on my arm or my leg, which is no big deal," she went on. "It facilitates even easier diabetic management." Has Daisy Kent's voyage in any way motivated you? Tell us in the comments below. After it was revealed, things are looking bleak for The Bachelor. The season 21 Bachelorette found it difficult to establish a lead. 2 frontrunners for the role, Daisy Kent and Maria Jorges, have both revealed that they turned it down, which could mean trouble for the Bachelor franchise in the future as Jen Tran embarks on her quest for love on The Bachelorette season 21. The lead role of the reality dating series used to be one of the most sought after in television. Beginning with Joey Graziadei's Bachelor season, Jen, a 26-year-old Hillsdale, New Jersey medical assistant student, is now residing in Miami, Florida. She confessed to him that she was falling in love, but just before his dates in his hometown, he cut her out. Jen is now prepared to resume her search for love on season 21 of The Bachelorette. It is somewhat worrying, though, that she was the producer's third option for the part. It's not as common for women to line up to be the Bachelorette as it once was. In the past, viewers aspired to travel the world, take part in adventures, and fall in love in the show's fantastical setting. But it makes sense that Daisy and Maria declined the job given the ongoing public scrutiny and producer manipulation. Their unwillingness to stick with the franchise could be a sign of trouble down the road for the program. In Joey's After the Final Rose segment, Daisy stated her reasons for not wanting to be the Bachelorette. Later, she discussed her choice in more detail on the Viall Files podcast, hosted by former Bachelor Nick Viall. She stated that one thing she had to think about was her health. Daisy lost her hearing as a teenager after developing severe Lyme disease. Not long before her appearance on The Bachelor, she had received a cochlear implant. Daisy clarified that the show has an emotional and physical cost, so she knew it would be too much for her health. She even talked to a lot of her former suitors during her discussions to become the Bachelorette, which made her realize that it would be too demanding on her health. The fact that former leads acknowledged how difficult the show was on them raises alarms. It is the manufacturer's responsibility to make it less burdensome going forward. Daisy was also concerned about doing harm to others in the process. Daisy went on to say that, at the time, the Bachelorette wasn't the right for her. She claimed that rather than feeling sorry for herself after Jen's announcement, she was filled with happiness, indicating that she had made the proper choice for her. Daisy recently started dating Thor Herbst, a friend from her time in college. She did, however, stress on the Ben and Ashley I Almost Famous podcast that her relationship history had no bearing on her decision to forego being the Bachelorette. Daisy's reluctance to star in The Bachelorette is quite natural, given the workload involved, but it's a legitimate worry that might deter others from doing so in the future. Inevitably, the frontrunner must also break a lot of hearts, which is a very tough task. It makes sense that women are starting to decline the show, given its peculiar format. Concerns had to be raised by the highly publicized breakups of so many of the stars' engagements in quick succession, including Becca Kufrin, Hannah Brown, Tayshia Adams, Katie Thurston, Michelle Young, Gabby Windey, and Rachel Recchia. Charity Lawson, a star of The Bachelorette Season 20, is still engaged to Dotun Olubiko, and the two are arranging a 2025 wedding. Despite this, Daisy's choice to date discreetly seems like a wise one given the show's failure rate. Maria got into arguments with a few of the women, notably Sydney Gordon, during Joey's Bachelor season. Sydney heard Maria telling another competitor that Medina should accept her age because she was a lovely woman, following Medina Alam's concern that she was among the season's oldest ladies at 31. Despite the fact that it was obviously untrue, Sydney took this as Maria disparaging Medina's feelings, and made it her mission to paint Maria as a cruel girl who bullies Joey and the other ladies. Sydney gave off the impression of being a producing plant, someone who was brought on to stir things up. Leah Kayanen carried on Sydney's campaign to portray Maria as the antagonist after Joey beat Sydney in a 2-on-1 date. Viewers found it quite perplexing and questioned why Maria was getting so negative feedback from the women. Maria nearly quit the show when Jess Edwards started participating in the bullying. But Maria and Sydney are now on good terms. Maria shared her perspective on the Call Her Daddy podcast, explaining why Sydney was so angry with her. Maria admitted that she has a connection to Nick Viall. She's known him since 2017, but they've always only been just friends. When Nick found out that Maria was cast in the show, he told her that she was going to be the villain of the season. At the time, Maria wondered why he'd say this, but now she has a theory about it. Nick is friends with Bachelor Nation alum Ashley Iaconetti, who's friends with Sydney. Maria shared that someone had sent her a photo of Nick and Sydney together, which led her to wonder if the drama was all planned.